Hey everyone, here's my attempt at a homemade HD antenna. Did a bit of research before building this last night and came up with kind of my own design based on a lot of the reviews that I read and people that have made attempts at their own. So very easy to build. The only part I had to go out and purchase was this little $5 transformer from the source. You can get it probably at most electronic stores, but it's really the only part I had to buy. So started with a 20 by 29 sheet of old plywood here. Covered it with aluminum foil and secured it around the edges with some aluminum tape. And then I've got this kind of 3.5-inch board as my centerpiece. It's 29 inches long, and I've got little 2x2 spacers that I cut out, and those are really just holding that above the board there. And then I've got this evenly marked out, so it's kind of 4 inches from the bottom, 4 inches from the top, and then each of these, they're about 2 inches apart there, and evenly spaced, so we've got 7 inches, 7 inches, 7 inches, and then your transformer is mounted directly in the middle. I offset these a little bit just because of the way the wiring works. What you're basically doing is going from the top antenna across down to the two on the right side there, and going through this contact and then crossing back over down to this point, and then the same kind of crossing over, going up through that contact and then crossing back. And they recommended, a lot of people just kind of used insulated wire or added a piece of electrical tape just to make sure that there's no connection there where they do cross. And I've got some ends of the coat hangers which are set into this piece of wood just with wood screws and washers. Got that secured down. All I did is I grabbed 4 coat hangers and I measured 8 inches and basically cut those down so they're all evenly spaced and exactly the same length, and screwed those into place. So you can see also a lot of people recommended that you try to keep them as even as possible. This is not perfect, but they tried to. A lot of people who are building these recommended that you get this as flat as possible and try to keep this the same distance as well. So you've got about 4 inches between the ends of the points on each antenna. And that's really it. So after you get this built, or even before, you can go on tvfool.com, and that actually gives you a tool to be able to input your address and postal code, and it will find the towers within range of where you live and basically tells you what direction to point it. So just in our living room last night, we live in Kingston, and I've got one local tower, CBC, that's fairly close that we got with rabbit ears before. The next batch of towers is down in Watertown, New York, which is about 50 miles away. And pointing it in that direction in the living room on our ground floor, we were able to pick up the ABC tower, which is 55 miles south. And I'm going to mount this in the attic to see, we should be able to get a few more channels as well. But excellent reception for something that cost me $5 and a bunch of scrap that I found laying around the house. So good luck, and I highly recommend using it.